This could be an excellent addition to your resources, your prepping gear, and your skill set. Urban Sentinel, let's get into it. The DT61 Electronic Training Collar by Jugbow. It's a training aid for you and your dog, and I'll say that part again. It's a training aid. You still have to do the work, you still have to put in the time training your dog, but let's get into what it does offer. Alright, so out of the box, it comes with the instruction manual, always good to have. It comes with this small tool, which both is a charge tester on the collar, as well as an adapter nut for tightening up the prongs. It comes with two sets of prongs, these small, shorter ones, and then there's a longer set, and they both have these rubber insulator sleeves that go onto the actual collar. It does come with a USB charging cable, but only the cable, not the power source. And it has a USB-C, which would plug into the controller, and this, get it focus, this proprietary plug controller that goes onto the back of the actual collar, and I'll show you that in a second. So the USB-C plugs into the base of the controller, and then this proprietary uses a magnetic connection, and it just simply attaches right there into the collar for charging. Now the collar itself has a power on off button with 4 LED light indicators, and it has a signal connection. Power it on, it's green, and then after that, when you use it, it'll flash depending upon what you're doing. Now when I charged this up, it had from the manufacturer 2 full indicators lit up, and it only stayed on the charger for about an hour and it was fully charged. Now I've not recharged yet. Haven't used it a lot, but I have not recharged it yet. Now it's been 2 days since I fully charged this up, and I haven't used it that much, just for small short training sessions with my dog. But considering that it didn't require a long amount of time to charge up, if you're going to use this, you could, reasonably speaking, get up early in the morning, put it onto the charger just to make sure it's fully charged, and then off you go, and you're good for hours to days depending upon how often you use it. Now on the back side, I have the longer prongs because he's got a thick neck and folds around. That is the speaker that is for the audio indicator, and as said before, this flashes when you've activated a function from the controller. The strap is nylon, it's adjustable. It actually has 2 sets of adjustments, so this way you can tighten it up and keep it relatively even, and a simple Alice clip locks it all together. Now let's take a look at the controller. The controller itself is not waterproof. The collar is, so my best advice is you could drop this into a small Ziploc bag, keep it in your pocket in case you're going on a hike and there's a chance that you yourself may end up getting wet, or it's raining out, or it's snowy out, whatever the case may be. But moving on, what we have here is, this is a collar select. You can have up to 2 collars on this, and you'll have an indicator that illuminates. Right now, that indicates that the controller is locked. It's a full charge on the controller. This is the lock safety release button, so now it becomes active. The 3 primary functions, vibrate, audio, and shock, are all accessible from here. This is the intensity control knob. Now, as you notice, I'm turning the knob, it is not doing anything, because what happens is you give it a just very light push down, and now when you start to turn it, you'll see that the indicator goes up depending upon what you're utilizing. This allows you to move the settings. You can click through. If you see that little flash lightning there, that's on the shock. Now it's on vibrate. Now it's on audio. So you can set each one independently. And I said, if you happen to have 2 collars, hitting that indicator, that's the second collar, and goes back to the first one. I only have 1. If you effectively leave it, it'll flash like that for about 15 seconds, and then default, it'll stop. Or when you lock the controller, that automatically stops it, so you don't inadvertently set your positioning too high. Now, for the 3 settings, and this is just me, when you're training, I can make this suggestion. The vibrate setting you might use if you've given your dog a command and they haven't responded. Simply, you set it, They heard it, but they haven't responded. You might give it as a little indicator for them, a little vibrate saying, hey, I just gave you a command, let's get it going. The audible, I could say, you could probably use if, let's say, they're barking at a squirrel up a tree or a dog across the street, or they're just in general being noisy for no reason whatsoever. You give a little indicator, a little press the button, and then that says, hey, knock it off, listen to what I'm saying. As far as the shock goes, the place that I see it being used the most would be if your dog is in the process or getting ready to do something that could be dangerous for them. Getting ready to bolt out into the street, go after a dog, whatever the case may be. And mind you, all of these are on the basis that your dog is not physically in your control. You don't have a leash on them. They're not immediately where you can just reach your hand down, grab their collar and say, no, don't do it. There's some place where you might have line of sight of them, but you're not able to quickly get a hold of them right away. And with that being said, this has a receiver range of 3,300 feet. Now, I'll tell you this. If he gets more than 30 feet away from me, let alone 3,000 feet or more, he's going to be 2 neighborhoods and 1 town away, so I might as well get a new dog at that point. But it still comes down to the training that you do with your dogs, in addition to using this as an aid, a supplement. It's not a cure-all, it's not a magic wand, it's just something to help you in your training with them. So, I'm going to leave a link for this in the description. You guys can check it out if you want to. And remember, anything that I make from this helps me out with content and making more content for you on my channel. And that's it for now. I'll catch you in the next one.